of course. Have you
Welcome back. It's the Dewey Decibel System.
Hello, it's us. It is we.
What's up, y'all?
We survived the apocalypse. Apocalypse.
The apocalypse.
The
Or the
apocalypse.
eclipse-alypse.
The
Eclipse.
eclipse.
What was the other one?
I don't
Three
remember.
of them.
The eclipse-ocalypse.
Oh.
They're
We
all-
barely survived.
Yeah.
Well,
Man.
I had an amazing experience, but I was away with friends and family, and we
Yeah.
were in the path of totality. It was amazing.
So I will say, and this is actually what I was going to talk about today,
Really?
it turns out the eclipse is pretty cool.
It is actually really cool.
Turns
Yeah.
out.
It turns out.
Yeah.
I remember a few weeks ago, or last week, I don't know when we talked about this last.
I think it was
But
2 weeks ago.
In the
Oh,
time
yeah.
warp, that all of that time, like preceding the eclipse, is
Right.
now just this strange. It's kind of like the difference between BC and AD.
yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Pre-eclipse, so it would be PE.
Right. Right.
and then
And now-
And then it just
AE.
resets in 2024 when the next one
That's right.
in
That's
North
right.
America
That's right.
comes
Yep.
through.
Well, apparently they happen like every 13 months. All somewhere in the world,
Mhm.
there's one like every 13 months.
A
Yeah.
friend of mine has been bitten by eclipse fever, and she wants to
Really?
go to Argentina to see
Oh.
the next one.
Cool.
Yeah,
When is the next one in Argentina, or is it the same one?
maybe 2019.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean,
Maybe.
Okay.
go to Argentina anyway, but
Sure.
then
Yeah.
go there for the eclipse. Cool.
So
So you
there-
got some glasses she can have.
Right. Exactly. we do. We do.
Listen, it's still too fresh. I
Too
can't
fresh.
talk about eclipse glasses
Those
anymore.
eclipse glasses are now like we have like $1 million in a currency for a country that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, people are saving
It's
them,
not
and
my
people
joke.
are
Yeah.
giving them to Astronomers Without Borders, which I thought was a joke when I first saw it.
Really?
But no, it's a thing.
Hmm.
Like where people donate eclipse glasses to people in
I wonder
countries
what the
that.
shelf life is on eclipse glasses. Like,
I don't
at what
know.
point would they like?
Well,
lose-
NASA has a big website that tells you all about it, and I think that actually I think I read 3 years old.
3 years.
Come to think of
Hmm.
it, yeah.
Yeah. It was absolutely fascinating where we were. We're watching it happen, and it took about an hour from the start of when the moon started traveling in front of the sun and to where it was completely in totality.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting there the last few minutes, just being able to watch the crescent get smaller and smaller and smaller to where once it was in totality, you could not see the sun anymore, even through
Right.
the glasses.
Yeah.
So then we were, of course, able to take our glasses off, and we saw the corona around the sun.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Everyone that I've talked to who went somewhere or who was in the path, I mean, it's like their whole outlook on the world is different now,
It seems to me the same. It seems like there's like this huge chasm between the 96% that we got here in Madison County, Kentucky, and the 100% that folks got just a few 100 miles west of us. or less
I would
than that.
agree. I would agree
Yeah.
with that. I was in the group that did travel, and
Right.
we were within a mile or so of dead center of the path of totality. But where we were, it looked like about dusk, or as far as that's how dark it got, even though we were in the path of totality. So we did get the total eclipse, but it didn't get as dark as we were anticipating.
Right on.
The streetlights came on, the cicadas went crazy.
Yeah.
But you didn't really. It was like a sunset. You know how when the sun is setting, you get all those bright colors in the west, but then over on the east, it's dark.
Right. Totally.
This was all the way around us.
That's cool.
It was like the
That's cool.
sunset colors were all the way
Yeah.
around.
Did you see the eclipse snakes?
I
Do you know
didn't
about
see any
this?
snakes.
Oh, man.
No.
You know about this though?
No.
I don't either.
What is
Wow!
this?
So there was this phenomenon that a coworker educated me on, and I did a little bit of research. You can look it up online. I think that they're called. I hope I'm not completely misinforming our audience. I think that they're called eclipse snakes, and it's a phenomenon that occurs on flat ground, only in the path of totality of a solar eclipse. And science hasn't quite been able to explain exactly what it is. It's they're like vibrating, moving, shadowy figures that look like striations or snakes. And it's it's one of the few remaining unexplained natural phenomena.
Well,
And
in
it's cool.
2024, I'm going to go
Right
look
on,
for some
yeah,
snakes.
yeah, right. Snake hunters, right? There are videos all over Facebook, of course,
Really?
after Monday's
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
eclipse.
look at this.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
something.
that's
Kind of looks like the ground is
fascinating.
vibrating.
Huh.
Yeah, it's an
I don't
interesting
remember
Interesting.
looking at the ground very much. I would look around. The colors,
naturally.
the light and the colors were just, it was so weird, but so cool.
I mean, I did
Um,
look at the ground, but it was more of like the crescent shadows.
Yeah, I was
like,
looking
you
at
know,
the crescent shadows.
Right.
That's what I was looking at. You did like the waffle grid with your fingers, and you could see the crescent shadows.
Totally, yeah, for sure.
And we had like a trombone projector where a friend of mine set it up. It was PVC pipe and then a clipboard with paper. And he had his binoculars attached to the end, to the far end of it, and he was able to line it up with the sun to where even if you didn't have Eclipse glasses, you could still see it projected onto this piece of paper through the binoculars, and you could see the moon as it was traveling across. It was pretty neat.
We have all these ingenious ways of viewing something that we can't actually, literally, directly look at. I think that's an interesting human quandary, and the ways we've solved it. I don't know. I think it's cool. Like eclipse glasses, the eclipse glass mania that swept the nation. That's only the most recent iteration. You know what I mean? Like 100 years ago, they were doing it with shoe boxes or whatever.
And I'm kind of wondering if in 2024, we'll have the next one.
No, we're going to be doing it with like augmented reality and implants.
I'm just wondering, like,
or something.
It's only 7 years from now.
The future is then.
I mean,
NASA,
are we
get on it
out here because
right.
But yeah, I'm kind of wondering what the hysteria is going to be like for the next one, because I will say, some people were disappointed in the eclipse.
Oh, that's a thing. Yeah,
because they were like, "Well, I thought it was going to get really dark." It's like, well, the sun is still out.
Yeah,
and it's still high in the
sky. Still sunning.
Yeah, I remember getting Facebook updates as I was there because we were an hour ahead. So what I was seeing was an hour ahead of what you guys were seeing. Well, not quite an hour because it still took some time. But like I could see news coverage from Portland, Oregon, and Idaho, and then watching it travel across the U.S. That was really, really neat. And then so like I would get Facebook notifications from my friends, and they'd be like, I thought this was going to get really dark. This is really disappointing.
Right.
Like, just hold on a second. It's early yet, guys.
Also, isn't it funny that we can take to Facebook and say that like a natural event
complain
was overrated?
About a solar eclipse?
Right?
Like, oh my God, the solar eclipse was like so disappointing. But you know what wasn't? Bill Nye on Dancing with the Stars.
What? I did not see this.
I refuse to watch that show.
I've seen some of it. It's fun, but
I couldn't.
I mean,
help
I'm
but
not
watch
going to sit
Bill.
here and act like I'm better than a reality show because we all know my Teen Mom So
yes, and mine as well.
True.
Yes, mine as well.
I just, it's too long. Isn't it like 2 hours long?
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's just too long.
Yeah.
Is it or maybe it's an hour long and then there's an hour long results show or something? I don't know. I haven't watched it in a very long time.
I had to watch it when my childhood bae, Jodie Sweetin, was on there last season. Stephanie Tanner from Full House.
Oh, yeah.
She's all grown up now, and it was a lovely, at least your childhood bae. Bae, like 20 years before bae was even a thing.
Yeah.
So.
Too funny.
She didn't win, sadly.
Who did win? Who beat her?
I don't know. I stopped
watching. How far
watching.
did she make it?
Maybe halfway.
Maybe halfway. That's passable.
She got it.
That's all right.
Slay Queen.
All right. My topic for this week is about CAPTCHAs, but not specifically.
Oh, I hate those things so much.
Well, this is a really, really fascinating thing. I listened to an article several years ago on NPR, and it was talking about how they were able to take CAPTCHAs and actually turn them into an actually useful tool. So
I'm dubious.
It takes the average person 10 seconds to solve a CAPTCHA and to answer the question.
I'm so far below average. I sit and look at it. Is that a Z or what is it?
No, I'm always mad that I have to do it.
Yeah, that's the first layer for me too. I have to get
I
over.
psych myself out, and I'm like, I can't do this.
Me too.
I don't want to do this.
Really?
Test anxiety with CAPTCHAs.
Really?
For sure.
Well, maybe this will help change your mind about what the purpose of them, what their purpose is.
Okay.
I'm dubious again.
Common CAPTCHAs first came into use in 1997. The phrase was coined in 2003, so they've only been around for 20 years.
Okay.
And somewhere around 10 years ago, 2007, the guy who invented them, and his name is Louis von Ahn, A-H-N, I guess it is.
Jim von CAPTCHA.
Jim von CAPTCHA. He actually realized that it was taking that there were over 200 million CAPTCHAs processed every day.
What? 200 million?
200 million CAPTCHAs processed every single
In
day.
2007?
Not in 2007, but this was when he did this when this interview was done with him, it was 2008. So it had been a year.
See, that was a flaming sword you just cut into the middle of this conversation. You were like, "Oh heck no, not in 2007." It was not.
Well,
But
I'm
by
just trying to like
2008
figure out like all the reasons we use those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like so we have these forms here at work.
Right.
When someone wants to request a material for us to buy, right? Like we have a stupid CAPTCHA at the end of those forms.
Okay.
I'm not a robot. I would really like to read 50
Right.
Shades of Grey.
Right.
Right. But like I'm trying to figure out all the other things that people use those for.
Well, they use
Like
them
Ticketmaster.
for Ticketmaster. Facebook uses them. All sorts of different websites. They are actually on 40,000 different websites.
You know, with social media, I mean, social media, isn't it? I don't know the Facebook numbers, right? We'd have to look it up. But the last I checked, I think the Facebook numbers, it was certainly worldwide in the billions. There
Oh,
are
yeah.
I think
billions.
it's like 3 billion or
Okay.
something.
Well, then there's
Yeah,
a 200
there's-
million CAPTCHA a day right there, probably.
right there.
You know.
Well, when you create a new email address so that they know that
That's
you're not a
true.
bot.
Yeah.
And CAPTCHA actually stands for Completely Automated Public Turing Test to Tell Computers and Humans Apart.
Come on.
That's
CAPTCHA.
ridiculous.
No.
One
it
more
really-
time. One more time.
All right, I will humor
As
you.
fast as you can.
As fast as I can.
Please.
Oh, good Lord. Completely Automated Public Turing Test to Tell Computers and Humans Apart.
CAPTCHA. Let's yay!
One more time.
No.
Well,
No,
in
no.
post, we
As
need a
fast as
sound
you
effect.
can.
Applause. Stock
Yay.
applause.
Yeah.
But it's a reverse Turing test.
Okay.
So, because, the Turing test is to tell,
Yeah.
to see whether or not computers can process like humans.
Right.
Well, so this is to make sure that a human is not a computer.
Hmm.
And it's really, really
What if the
interesting.
human
There's been-
is a computer, though?
Well,
Right
then we have
on.
some other deep issues to get into.
Oh,
Deus Ex
that's
Machina right
Right?
there.
Right? I was watching Blade Runner last night. That was
Okay, there you
interesting.
go.
So what was really, really interesting is this guy who invented the CAPTCHAs realized that there was all of these millions of hours that was being wasted worldwide
I'll buy that.
in 10-second increments at a time.
Hmm.
And so he partnered with the New York Times and a nonprofit called the Internet Archive to digitize thousands and thousands of newspapers, books,
Oh, well, that makes
etc.
sense.
So
Okay.
what you're getting when you get the CAPTCHAs, you're getting the first the first word is the key to let you into the website or to do whatever it is. The second one, you're actually helping digitize these materials that can't be digitized because they scan them and the words are not the computer's not able to pick out what the word actually is.
That's truly ingenious.
And so when you have 3 or more answers that are all the same, they assume that word has been verified and that is the actual word. And so it's this. So they are using the billions and billions of people on the planet to crowdsource these and digitize these documents.
I mean, that's like gangsta level brilliance. That's
It
like,
really,
that's
really
like
is.
Really like
It really
the dude who
is.
invented like hydroelectricity, like using water to generate electricity. That's
Mhm.
another gangsta idea, right? Who thought of
Perhaps
that?
a little more like useful.
I don't
and
know, man.
Beneficial to the world.
Maybe.
maybe
I want those
not,
digitized
though.
books, though.
I mean, it's a
Well,
lot of
I
clean
mean, I
energy
will
that you're
say-
able
But
to
I'm not going to have
access,
any light
though,
to read
using
them.
the
However,
No. I'm saying that the guy that invented hydroelectricity made a bigger contribution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Let's
for
be
sure.
clear about
Okay,
that.
okay.
I don't know
Oops.
about this.
Sorry, everybody.
I mean, that's why I was like, why are they like disagreeing right now? But no, like I will say, there's a big issue right now on Ticketmaster. Not necessarily Ticketmaster, but concert tickets in general.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've tried to go to a show in the past few years, but if it's a bigger one, so say like Pearl Jam played Rupp a couple years back,
Oh yeah.
and immediately something bought up a bunch of tickets. So it's these resale sites that buy up all the tickets using whatever software they have,
Right.
and then they resell them for
Right.
double face, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a major issue.
Huge
Yeah.
issue,
As someone who goes to a lot of shows and someone who thinks that live
Yeah.
music's important, so
Hmm.
CAPTCHA, is awesome for that.
Yeah.
Has CAPTCHA? Do you know, CC? Has CAPTCHA like worked to circumvent that particular kind
I
of
think
thing?
it just has to constantly stay on top of its game.
Maybe like
It
at
does.
least it slows it
does.
down,
They
maybe,
have they have constantly been going through different changes.
Hmm.
In 2012, I had this written down. Where is it? In 2012, they had actually changed it to where CAPTCHAs were now, they had already digitized the entire New York Times library going back to 1851.
Oh my God.
All of the Google books. And so they're still working on documents. In 2012, they started using images from Google Street View.
Okay.
And so like street
Is
signs
that like
and
the
road signs.
storefront thing?
Sometimes
Like
it's a
label
storefront.
the storefronts or whatever, or click the storefronts.
Oh,
They
which of the
also-
following pictures is not a tree?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that in 2014, that started happening.
Oh.
They started giving you an option of 9 different images and saying select the
right.
one that was not a tree.
Yeah.
Because the bots and the hackers and things are able to continue to upgrade their
Right.
software to beat the CAPTCHAs.
And they can probably process words and letters easier.
Faster
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
images. This is a rabbit hole, man. I
I'm
It
like-
really
I feel like
is.
I'm
I
getting
thought-
Listen,
unplugged
I'm
from
not
the
smart
Matrix.
enough for this. I feel like
for
I
sure.
thought this
I
was
know
a
what you're saying.
fascinating subject when
How
I
about
first
that?
stumbled across it 9 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then and so here's an interesting fact. In the last 9 years, so 9 years ago was when this interview with NPR was done, and at that time they had processed 1.3 billion words through CAPTCHAs.
That's crazy.
Every time we say billion in the podcast, I really feel like Mark needs to dub over it with Carl Sagan saying billions and billions. Mark, can you
Yes.
make it happen, sir? Thank
Please.
you. He's on it.
Yes, yeah, okay, good. We waited.
He literally made no
He's like
confirmation
okay.
at all.
If
We're just like,
anything-
oh yeah, sure. He said yes.
Yeah.
If anything, he looked at me like I was crazy.
He you're actually asking for an answer? Okay. But so let's see, I've completely lost my train of thought. But I thought this was an absolutely fascinating subject. So what's really interesting is this year they actually introduced new technology where it's ReCAPTCHA, to where you actually don't have to interact with the CAPTCHAs, but it involves use of cookies.
Okay.
And so they're using cookies and past behavior to make sure that the person who is using this computer is not a bot. And so if you clear your cookies out constantly, they're not able to do that. So but I almost prefer, I'm like, stay out of my history, stay out of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Let me just fill out the CAPTCHAs. I'd rather digitize books.
Yeah, for sure. I surf in private mode all the time.
Yeah.
And I use like
Yeah.
the weird leftist browsers that people don't like.
Like Google Chrome.
No,
Yeah.
no. Like, have you guys heard of Ghostery?
No, what is this?
So it's a browser.
Also, what are you doing on the internet?
Right?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, well,
maybe we,
I just
maybe
don't-
we shouldn't answer that.
No.
on this
I just
podcast.
don't. Well, I mean, okay. So I'll start here if I may. A few months ago, maybe a year ago, and this is a very widely publicized thing. A photograph from Facebook headquarters was released with Mark Zuckerberg, and the Zuck was just kind of like posing, like, "Hey guys, it's a normal day here at Facebook HQ in Palo Alto." But in the background, the photograph contained a number of computer screens, I think laptop screens, and every last one of them had duct tape over the webcam.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every last one of them. And so people,
I'm sorry. One more time.
every last one of them had duct tape, right? So,
Is this Cletus the
Slack-jawed
Yokel?
no, Cletus would be a little bit more like, "Hey, Ma, every last one of them."
We're gonna have to come back and revisit
You
Cletus,
local
'cause I need to
yokel.
know about this.
Cletus is a Simpsons
Yeah,
character. I'm
Simpsons.
not making.
Oh, okay,
I'm not making fun of any individual.
No,
I'm
no.
talking about a character from The Simpsons.
Yes.
here.
Okay, I thought this was a character that you had
Absolutely.
created.
No.
Oh no, and I wish I had created Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel. I know his whole theme song, by the way. Anyway, so when I saw this, I was like, "Oh crap!" Like if the Zuck and Facebook HQ are taking internet privacy so seriously. And I did a little bit of research, and they don't use Google Chrome. They don't use, obviously, Internet Explorer, which is just laughable. It's so funny.
It's dead now.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm so thank
Explorer's
God.
gone.
Oh, dig dong, the witch is dead.
But they just call it something different.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. They use this browser called Ghostery, which is it's made by a third party company that I feel like is pretty integrous, and it's designed to make certain that your privacy is protected. No one can follow you, and it also has a feature built in where it can show you who's trying to follow you.
Oh.
That's cool.
It's pretty scary. It's pretty
So,
scary.
like, who's trying to follow you?
Well, Google, and on the topic of CAPTCHAs, it's so funny, April. I just read, like, last night, trying to fall asleep, I saw an article, or I glimpsed it, the first paragraph. Okay, it was just a headline. But it said that most CAPTCHA traffic is bots, and
Mhm.
most of the bots are Google's bots. So I don't have numbers, but I know
Really?
that Google is all over the internet,
is
just a
interesting.
crawling, son.
Because Google is the one who
Who
owns
are
the
you
ReCAPTCHA.
today?
I don't
I'm
Wait,
gonna-
what?
I'm gonna
Google
Google
what?
owns the ReCAPTCHA technology now.
That's why
Because
they be
in
crawling.
2009 they bought it. This is crazy.
Sorry.
The rabbit hole.
Inception stuff going
The
on
rabbit
right
hole,
now.
man.
What
So
is
So
Google?
Google owns the ReCAPTCHA software.
Yes.
Well, that makes sense because they want your stuff. They want your
Right.
cookies.
Mhm,
They want your
they
cookies?
want.
They
They're
want to
hungry
eat your
for them
cookies. They're
cookies.
hungry for them
I'll
cookies.
tell you when I've had enough.
Hungry for them cookies.
I'm just picturing Cookie Monster.
Absolutely.
With that one delete cookies.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm picturing.
I was
right
always-
now.
So you would have had enough.
I was always so mad as a kid when Cookie Monster would eat cookies on Sesame Street because they clearly weren't going down his throat.
They were going everywhere.
They were just
Oh,
going
I know.
everywhere.
Yes.
And I was like, that's a puppet.
I was just thinking that's a waste of cookies.
Right on, no doubt.
That's
no
a waste
doubt.
of cookies.
Here.
So wait. All right. So Google is trying to follow you.
Yeah, but it's not just Google. I mean, it would take me a second. I have it's on my phone as well.
So so back to the ReCAPTCHA Google thing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So just get this straight. So the ReCAPTCHA, if you keep your cookies on your browser long enough,
Mm-hmm.
it can look into your cookies and be like, okay, I, as the ReCAPTCHA, assume that this person is a human because of how they
Oh my gosh.
use this computer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is from what I understand. Now this is new technology for this year.
So it makes
So there's
total
not
sense that Google would want that.
It really is, I guess. And so I guess that would make sense. And if Google, with all of the CAPTCHAs, and they own the technology and they're digitizing materials as well as using Google Street View, so it would make sense, I guess, that Google is the one who is following you.
So they're really all up in your biz.
All up in your biz.
I wish that this podcast had a visual element because here on my smartphone, on my cellular device, I have this app called Ghostery. It's a browser app. It replaces like Safari. I have an iPhone. And you can click down here, and there's a little button that says View All Trackers. So I just want to show you guys and get your reactions here when you see it. These, I don't know if Cece, can you also see? These
Yeah.
are the trackers.
Oh
There's a lot.
my gosh. Pages.
Pages. I'm still in the Ace.
Oh my gosh.
Now I haven't blocked trackers in a long time. Like actually in maybe a month or two. I mean,
That's
we're talking
just
about
a month or two?
Wow.
we're talking about thousands
Wow.
of businesses, individual businesses, and most of these are bots as well. You know,
Right.
that are currently trying but failing to track my cell usage, my
I
browsing
bet that
history.
I am an open book.
You know what, I am too, because I use Google Chrome
I
a
use
lot.
Chrome for everything.
But it's also because I'll look for something on my phone that I'll use for this podcast or something that I need to look up for work.
Sure.
yeah.
And I use Chrome because it's in my history on
It
my
syncs.
computer.
Yeah.
It syncs with that.
Of
so,
course, yeah.
huh.
I really just want to say I love Google and I like Google's products. I actually believe in Google.
We'll get
I
all on
believe in
tomorrow with
Google.
our
Right.
podcast.
We're gonna be
on
shut
YouTube.
down
We shut down.
And not gonna, I'm gonna be
Google
like,
owns that
We
too.
love Google.
we're gonna get black bagged, guys.
I use Drive for everything.
Absolutely,
So-
Google
Yeah.
Drive. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I work.
I mean, literally everything.
yeah, right. I dump all my poems and stuff. I write poems, and I put them all on
You're a
Google
poem
Drive.
dumper.
And I'm a poem dumper, right? For sure. I love their products. I mean, and I love what they do on their campus. I follow that kind of thing. So nothing against Google necessarily. I think they're just one of many.
Well, they're a
many.
business.
Yeah, well,
Right
yeah.
on.
It comes
yeah,
down to it.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know.
But for me, just protect yourselves online, folks,
Yeah, definitely. And I'm definitely not as nearly as secure as I need to be.
because they be watching.
They be watching. Oh, good Lord. Oh, wow. We're feeling sassy today.
I know,
but
right?
Also, not. I don't feel like we're as funny today, but we're sassy.
Feeling pretty hilarious today.
Having a grant. I'm loose as a goose.
Good Lord.
I've
I'm
slept.
just trying to figure out what people used CAPTCHA for in 1997.
Security for different. Let's see. What did they
Ooh.
start with? Let me look this up.
I mean, imagine how slow CAPTCHA would have been on dial-up internet.
Oh my Lord. Let's see.
I mean, I guess that they used it for the same things that we use it for now, but I mean, how much like Ticketmaster? I mean, Ticketmaster back in the day, you went to disc jockey or something.
Yeah,
and
you had to
bought
go,
your tickets.
yeah,
You
right.
know,
Right,
I
disc
mean,
jockey, good call. Suncoast.
I used to work there.
Did you work at a
I worked for
Suncoast?
Suncoast. Yeah.
That's. I really don't even know if they did Ticketmaster at Suncoast. Did they?
No, Sam Goody might have.
Okay.
Oh my
okay.
gosh,
And
Sam
we
Goody,
were-
I haven't heard that.
We were
forever.
in the
Right.
Sam Goody umbrella, if you will.
Okay. Right.
It was like Sam Goody, Musicland.
Okay.
Speaking of all this
Wow.
stuff, I have been watching so many episodes of Friends lately. Like I
Nice.
cannot stop watching Friends.
Nice.
Really?
Like I'm not doing anything else but running, working, and watching Friends.
Miss Chenandler Bong.
No, Ms. Chenandler LaBong.
Oh, LeBong. Go
no.
you.
Yes.
Good. Could I be wearing any more clothes?
Nice.
Such a fan. Yeah, I'm not a super fan, but I'm a
Yeah.
fan. I'm a fan.
I'm a fan as well.
Well, I mean, I watched it
definitely
when
a
it was
fan.
on, right?
Sure,
Because,
absolutely, totally.
Again,
Yeah.
we're all
Yeah.
like 35, and that was like
Right.
prime of our lives right
I
there.
It
watched
was.
it when I was, after I was an adult. 'Cause I
Oh,
couldn't
did
watch
you?
it. And I couldn't watch it when I was a kid.
You came after the fact to
Yes.
Friends. Oh, nice.
Oh, I was bad. I watched it as a kid.
Oh man, yeah.
I probably didn't get half the jokes though.
Oh,
I would
yeah,
imagine
I
that
wouldn't
anyway.
have gotten.
But
half
like
the
I'm
jokes.
on season 9 right now, and I was an adult. I mean, I think I was like 20.
Hmm.
when
So did you
season-
just start at season 1 and just start watching?
Yeah.
And then had no problems putting it down. I'm in season 1, and I'm trying to watch it, but I keep putting it down and going on to something else.
I
and
think
then coming
season
back
1
to
of
it.
anything is hard to watch.
It's
Yeah, this is
so
Especially
hard to
something that's been
watch.
on. I mean, this was on for like 10 years.
Listen,
Yeah.
season 1 is so dated. I have a season 1 story from Friends. Recently, I revisited it. I don't know, a year ago. There's an episode in season 1 where Joey and Chandler make fun of Monica and Phoebe for drinking beer because in 1995, I guess it was like taboo for like women don't drink
Oh
beer. It
my
was like a
gosh.
sex. It was like a
Oh.
gender thing.
Listen, there are so many
Yeah.
things
Right?
that I'm like,
Mhm.
they absolutely could not do this now.
Right? Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
Chandler's dad, they probably couldn't.
Oh,
Oh my
you're
God.
absolutely
What
right.
would the
Half
show
of the
look
shows-
like if you tried to update it?
It's
Oh,
true.
man, like-
I
It's
can't even
true.
imagine.
Well, I would say about 70% of it is still good.
Mhm.
Like, it's
Mhm.
still funny.
Mhm.
The jokes hold up. But like, there's a lot of like
Right?
heteronormativity
Okay.
type stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Well
like,
said,
there's
yes.
entire episodes where the joke is somebody thinks somebody's gay.
Okay.
And like, you just, and I mean,
Wow.
even to me in like 98, 9, 2000,
Mhm.
even to me at that time, like it was probably a groundbreaking thing that they were even
Mm.
like lightheartedly joking about it
Yeah.
and not like,
Not it's
Oh, it
like
probably
a serious
was.
Right.
topic.
Yeah, it
Right.
probably
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
so it's really funny to watch it now in
Yeah.
2017
Hmm.
and think about again like how far TV has moved,
Yes.
Like-
you know.
Speaking
Yep.
of the one, the episode that I just finished, I think it was the one I just finished, was with Phoebe's husband. It's played by Steve Zahn.
Yes.
Oh,
an ice dancer?
Yeah.
so sweet.
And he has to come out to her as straight, and
Right.
she's so upset.
Right. Because
right?
because she married him for a green card, right? Because
Yes.
he needed a green card.
Yes, he's Canadian.
And he told her that he told her that he was gay because he didn't want to date her,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, and then he says, I tried for so long, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to stop lying to yourself. And then
Yeah.
he says, so
Yeah.
then he comes out to her
Yeah.
as straight.
Wow.
And
But
just
again,
like,
it was probably like a
wow.
really groundbreaking, and I'm sure that
Sure.
it was. I mean, I
Sure.
was what? It came out in what, 92?
Yeah,
something like that.
something
I mean,
like
I was
that.
10 years old. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
But so I was watching one a couple nights ago, and I have to sneeze right now if I sound funny. So I'm
Awesome.
trying to
She's
avoid the sneeze.
Wiggling that nose.
When was the last time you saw a blue cow?
That did it for me, and I didn't even have to sneeze. It was
Also,
weird.
why did I think about that?
But you're welcome.
right? I just said to myself, I have to sneeze now somehow even less. I said,
Right? You're welcome. I stole your sneeze.
It's okay. I said sleaze,
I
and you
smell
said
your
snoll.
sneeze.
Sleazy Snolls. Go ahead. That's the name of the episode.
I snole your sleeve.
Yep, there it is. We got it, you
Smell
guys.
your
I
sleeves.
snole your
I snole your
sleeves.
sleeves. Good God. How would
We
it-
found it,
I
guys.
still have
Now
to
we're
sneeze,
on it.
though. And now I'm like sweating
I know.
because the sneeze is just, it's
Here,
like the sneeze that
here's a
won't
fan.
quit.
There you go. It's a fan for you. What were we talking about?
Anyway.
Yes,
Friends.
you were watching an episode. Yes.
Okay. So Phoebe is dating Mike. Is that his name? Is it Mike or is it Matt? I think it's Mike.
Paul Rudd's character.
Yes.
Mike. I'm pretty
Mike.
sure.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
it's Mike.
yeah, yeah.
I think it's Mike.
So he's like playing karaoke, or he plays piano at a piano bar, and they have a karaoke night. So they convince Monica to go, and Monica can't sing, but that's a whole other joke.
Mhm.
So, well, I mean, she can. She's not that bad, but anyway. So So Phoebe gets up and she sings "We Are the Champions." Guess how she ends the song?
Of the world?
She does.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
what a callback.
Okay.
What a callback.
We always bring something full circle.
She
We really
ends
do.
it with "of the world," and I was like, lies.
Well,
All lies.
So that is part of like the cultural zeitgeist, like the evolving cultural, like on a timeline that contributed to that moment on
Of course
an
it
episode of
did.
Friends,
Mhm.
contributed
Yeah.
to the Mandela effect surrounding that particular song.
Because it doesn't show her singing the entire song, obviously.
Uh-huh.
Right.
It shows her singing like the very end.
Right.
And I can see her right now. She raises her hand, "of the world."
That's amazing.
And everybody
Wow.
cheers. And
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
There it is. Now, if we can only find the Sinbad, Kazam, Shazam, whatever it is, I'm sure it's out
Kazam,
there
Shazam.
Yes.
somewhere.
I will find it. I will. Shoot, let's just make it. Let's just make
I know for sure.
Yeah, let's just do it ourselves.
For sure.
We'll just
Do
dub
it.
him in.
You're right.
Exactly. Just dub him in.
We'll
Poorly
be fine
edited.
with that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
totally.
sure. He's a nice
No
guy.
copyright.
We won't have to pay him anything.
No. Just
Right?
different scenes of him from different movies.
And just
You know
and
what I mean?
superimpose a genie costume
Yeah,
over top of
100%.
whatever
It won't
is
take
he's
us long
wearing.
to do that at all.
Like bad
Not
green
at all.
screen.
This will be an
yeah.
easy task.
Ta Turbo Man, but in a genie. Turbo Man's like my favorite holiday movie. So I'm sorry, it's called Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, I was like,
Jingle all the
what
way.
is
I
that
was like,
called?
what's Turbo Man?
Yeah, it's so good.
Turbo Man.
It's so good.
You know
I
what?
can't
I bet
even
that
do it.
somebody has done this though. I bet somebody has
I
made
hope so.
the Kazam Shazam
So
genie
he did
movie.
for something, maybe for SNL or Mad TV or something. He did like a little parody.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I
Yeah.
mentioned that. So he did, but it's been like a year ago. Like so
Right.
it's like, and it's
Yeah.
obviously to make fun of the Mandela effect piece. So, yep. April, you want to talk about our memes?
Oh my gosh,
now,
the memes.
Is now the time to do that?
Now is. All right. How'd you do?
Dude, I had to like shut it down. I had to do-
Really?
I was so surprised. For those of you who maybe didn't hear our last episode, if you're just now tuning in, hello, we're the Dewey Decibel System, and we enjoy having you here with us.
Yes.
Well, that
Virtually,
wasn't
even-
goofy.
No, you're not.
I think I introduced us earlier.
Good. Yes, you did.
Did we?
Well,
yeah,
no,
no,
I
you
said
definitely
hi.
did.
It's the Dewey Decibel System. By the way, I'm April.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Cece.
There we go.
Alright,
Slash
Now we
C.
did
Slash
C
CCDUI.
Bear and Jamal.
Hold on, wait. The last episode, did we say our podcast name?
I think so.
Pretty
Okay.
sure.
I'm pretty. I
I
hope
like
so.
I like woke up at like 3 a.m. thinking about the fact that we didn't. Not that it
Deep
matters.
that moment when Jon Snow,
Yeah,
spoiler
that
alert.
moment. Yeah. Right.
Did we say our title?
So I thought nobody would participate. I asked April. I said, "How you're so good at crowdsourcing? I feel like maybe I might get one snide comment and then would be completely ignored, or maybe just a bunch of likes or something." So I think I had like 56 different memes that were
Oh.
shared.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
So that's nice.
By how many people?
By a very small number of people, and it got so racy that there are only a few memes I can even mention on this podcast.
Oh boy.
So it's very telling about my friend.
It's okay. I had a few that were
base.
messaged
Well, and
to
also
me because they
memes.
didn't want to post them
Yeah.
on the
the time,
page.
yeah, no, I love racy
I
memes.
mean,
don't get
memes
me
are
wrong.
pretty-
I think they're hilarious.
Right, for sure. But one of them, I was very surprised. Of course, I certainly wouldn't mention a name. One of them even got a little, like way out of line, like racially out of line.
Oh, my.
I had to blow the whistle.
I'm not sure I saw that one.
Yeah, well, I blew the whistle pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I
Blew
was
it
like,
as in like you took it off of there.
I did.
Good.
I did.
Yeah.
A friend posted a racial thing, and then another friend was very upset about it.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because
Wow.
it involved his race, and I was
That's
like,
why I hate Facebook
Family
sometimes.
Feud X.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So
Yeah.
that was my
Wow.
experience. Yeah.
So how many different people did you have that were posted?
I mean,
Because
yeah.
I had several that were posted by the same people,
Same.
but I had
Yeah.
7 different people respond.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But I only had 19 total responses.
Okay, I would say no more than 10 different people. I don't have an
Mhm.
actual, and I could find out, but no more than 10. It was a small number of people, large number of memes. They were having
Now,
fun.
how many people did you have that didn't follow the instructions? Like they either liked the post. I know I was one of them. I just liked the post.
I saw it and I gritted my teeth. I was like, "Look at her."
I just liked the post and went away.
I only had a few that just liked it.
Mhm.
And did I get a local yokel? I'm pretty sure I did.
Did you?
No,
I
maybe not.
No,
No.
I sent you a text and said that you
That's
were a
what
local
it
yokel.
was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Too bad for
Because
me.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Every
folks will
time.
never eat a skunk, but then again, some focal like Cletus, the slag-jawed yokel. That's probably
Do we
copyrighted.
owe?
Oh,
right,
my.
I was gonna say, do we owe
Yeah.
Matt Groening money
just
now?
owe
I
them
don't
money
know.
now.
I sang it. We didn't use a soundbite from The Simpsons. I
Okay.
don't
This is
know.
true, and it was
Okay,
less
true.
than 30 seconds.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know copyright law
I
that much,
don't
but
know.
yeah, this is not my intellectual
What?
property.
I'm like 6 credit hours away from being
Nice,
an
cool.
expert.
Right.
What's happening,
I
April?
don't know. My computer's trying to quit.
I say your phone's real big.
Yep. It's a real big. Yeah, sure, quit. Whatever.
So what were your instructions, though?
Okay, the instructions were, it was, all we had to do was put crowdsourcing
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and then post your favorite meme in the comments.
That's it.
And that was all that we could do. We
Very
couldn't
basic.
repost it. We
That's
couldn't reshare it.
Right.
We couldn't give any further instruction.
Also, I'm really sorry that I did not participate in either of your.
It's perfectly fine.
You would have won.
And so what's really funny is I had 3 people who all gave multiple ones.
Sure.
7 different people total, 19 total responses. These include the several that I was messaged that wouldn't. I'm glad that they didn't share them on there. They were hilarious, but they definitely. I got 1 GIF. It is a GIF, and it will always be a GIF.
Thank you, April.
Agreed.
Thank you.
I got 1 GIF.
All in favor. Aye.
And then no likes on the post.
So you totally win on the likes.
I got 0 likes.
Yeah.
So most people, I think everybody but 1 person actually followed the instructions.
Nice. Great.
So it was actually pretty good.
Great.
And but I had 7 different people respond.
Right on.
Now ironically, in my memories for yesterday, I had a thing pop up where it was about a conference that Mark and I had gone to, or a training that Mark and I had gone to, and it was add a word, ruin a book.
Oh, I love those.
so-
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Added a word and you ruined the book
that
title.
was funny. I remember you doing that.
Cat on a hot tin butt.
Have not no, add a word, not change a word.
Oh.
Add a word.
Oops.
Just add butt.
Cat on a hot tin roof butt.
Cat butt on a hot tin roof.
Love it.
That would
I like the roof butt.
We're now vying for the title of this. Hopefully, good taste will prevail.
Hopefully. Probably not.
Yeah.
But I looked at that and it had 160 different comments.
Oh yeah, it was
And
a
it
funny,
was
funny
crazy.
thread. Yeah.
Okay.
So
remember
I
it.
think it depends on the content.
Yeah.
I think it depends on
no
what
doubt.
we're posting.
No doubt.
Because the people who commented on the meme thing were not the people who commented on the book question.
Well, and on the book thing too.
Some of them were, but there was
I
very,
mean,
very
people
few
are
overlap.
probably trying to
Yeah.
one up each other. Also,
That was definitely going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, that was funny, but
Yeah.
here's
I
cat
got
on a
this.
tin roof butt.
Sure,
you know?
right.
That might be our episode title.
Bring
right
your
there.
A game. Bring your A game.
But I will say too, like when someone says post your favorite whatever, my mind goes blank. Like
Yeah,
my mind
this is
shuts
true.
down.
The
And
word
I can't-
true.
favorite does that to me for sure too. I immediately go, Star Wars. That's all like when you ask what's your favorite food, it's
Star Wars.
It's,
Star Wars.
Darth Vader. I can't. Seriously.
I wonder why like that's a thing though. Because I mean, like, if something is your favorite, it's your go-to, right?
Right.
So,
Well,
why
apparently
does
Star
it-
Wars is.
but like, why does your mind shut down though?
Chewbacca? I don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't.
But you know, we talked about this about our favorite book.
Yeah.
You know, you just go, books. What are books? You know,
Yeah.
When somebody asks you what your favorite book is, or something like that, and same thing. Favorite. I'm trying to think like what would my favorite food be.
Yeah, I know, right?
I
You
don't
just
even
can't-
know.
it's because it's
Tacos always.
It's, you
Probably
got it.
nachos
Every
for
day.
me.
Yeah.
I would eat nachos or soup. Actually, no, it's soup.
Just
It's
like
soup. Just like any soup. It's like a.
You
whole,
remind me of a soup person now that
I
you say that.
love soup.
What does
Thank
that
you.
even mean?
What?
You managed to call me old, and now April is a soup,
Soup
person. So
I'm just waiting on you guys to fire
actually,
back.
there's the title.
I can take it.
April is a soup person.
Soup
You remind me of a soup person. What is a soup
What is it?
person?
Oh my god! All I'm thinking of is that moment in the Best in Show. We like soup
Oh yeah.
all I meant was
We like to talk or not talk.
or not talk.
all
like
I
to
meant
eat
was
soup.
We like to eat soup
I
We could
could
talk or not talk for hours.
for hours.
I would assume to know you, and I feel like I know
Okay,
you pretty
yeah,
well.
you know me
that
fairly
you
well.
could make a mean soup. That's all I meant.
Oh.
I do make a mean soup.
I feel like that's a cop out.
Yeah, I do too. I think so too. But yes, I do make a mean soup, and I love soup, and I will eat
You're
soup
basically
year-round.
saying that she's that basic girl that
I'm a
you
soup.
know
Oh no, dude!
loves like
soups can
pumpkin
be-
spice and
I
soup
do love
and
pumpkin spice.
scarves.
I do.
April makes soup in her UGG boots. I knew it.
Wearing a
All
scarf.
along wearing a scarf.
Also wearing a scarf and sipping pumpkin spice lattes.
Straight up. I knew it. All
That's
along.
right, I do.
leggings.
I do.
Actually, I am that
And-
girl. I love that. All that stuff.
And
I
all my
don't like
LuLaRoe
pumpkin
and
spice
leggings.
No, see, I don't wear any of that stuff. But
I have all
I do
of
like
that
the
stuff.
fall. So
I don't have Uggs.
I don't either.
Everything else does apply.
But
I don't have Uggs.
You remind me of a soup girl. You look like somebody who likes soup.
You do. It's not about your looks. It's about your essence.
Oh,
Just keep digging.
It's
Just
not,
keep
it's not
digging.
your looks, it's your essence. Okay.
It's my essence.
You have the essence
of soup.
of a
You have the
soup
essence of
person.
soup.
Yeah, man.
Essence of chicken bouillon.
I
What is
really,
it?
I really love. Actually, you're more of a split pea gal in my mind.
Oh.
I love split pea soup.
Yeah. Right. Well, so do
She's
I.
not for real though.
Listen, all
For
of
real
this
though.
is
For real though, I love
complimentary.
split pea soup.
All of this is me complimenting. I just want to be clear.
I mean, can I just ask what I am?
Methuselah. Duh, we know
Well, right.
I mean, yeah.
Besides being old and the oldest person alive, what food do I suggest?
Oh, this is a fun game. You guys have to do me after
Oh,
this.
we
though.
will.
Oh, we will.
We will.
Okay.
We will.
What
tell you what the
food are
essence
you?
is.
You're like, Cece. I think you're a fairly plain but
What?
Add a word rude
wait.
There's so many things wrong with what you just said.
No.
Choose your
Can I finish?
choose
A,
your pauses carefully,
Hold on.
sir.
A, I'm fairly plain. Just cut it off right there. So I'm old and plain. B, fairly plain, but
Plain English muffin.
right.
That- well,
But
Oh, man.
nutritious and essential.
I hate
Bowl of
essential.
oats in the morning.
but it
Mark
pla-
is dying laughing.
It's because
You might be able to hear Mark. So I'm a bowl of oats in the morning.
But you
That
might
is
be.
so hot.
You might be
I
dressed.
mean, my God.
You might be dressed with like some cinnamon or some nuts. To add to the
don't know what to
add to
say
the
to this.
nutrition, you guys. Okay, do me.
So wait,
Okay.
so I have to say, what's funny is I don't like a bowl of oats,
Oh,
but I'll put oats in stuff.
okay,
So like I'll make a shake or whatever and
Mhm.
put oats in.
right on.
April's choking back laughter.
I am.
Oh man.
Okay, Brandon, you
Go for
are.
it. Hit me with your best shot. I can't
Oh
wait.
God.
Star Wars.
You are Star Wars and Darth Vader. That's the food that's your
the food that
that's your
Brandon
essence.
No, you're like those dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets.
I love that so much.
Because it's like
I can see that.
you're the dino nuggets, or what is it? What are they
Dino
called?
nuggets. Die nuggets.
Dino nuggets.
I'm just flattened chicken, just snippings, just off the bottom of like the cutting room floor.
That's what you.
But it's also breaded and shaped like a dinosaur.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know what your problem is. I just snorted. Oh man, I hope that's not.
That's what I'm trying really hard to not
Great.
do.
You look like a soup girl.
You're apparently a plain.
But nutritious.
Oh man, I'm a
But
plain butt.
nutritious.
You're a plain butt. And,
Cat on a
see,
hot
shall we do
tin.
Mark?
Roof plain butt.
Let's do Mark.
Mark.
And Cece, you haven't.
I know
feel
what
like
Mark
you
is.
Should, oh, do you?
He's a half-empty jar.
I was
of
just gonna say
queso
that, with
crushed up
Doritos.
Doritos
That
in
is
it.
100% Mark.
Mark.
That's 100% Mark.
That's cold.
No, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
like I said, that is like the
he is
best
living his
food
best
combo.
life
Yes.
right there. You're winning. You're winning at
Oh.
life.
Well,
So can I
yeah.
just tell you all, I am like food obsessed right now.
yeah.
I'm training for a marathon. I'm
Okay.
6 weeks in. All I want to do is eat. Like I'm starving
Oh.
right now. I'm starving all the time.
Oh my.
So Friday night last week, went and ran, and I brought home a Pizza Hut big box.
Oh my god.
Walk into Pizza Hut with my gym clothes on, sweaty,
Dude.
and they gave me a look like,
Dude.
"Are you okay?" Brought home the big box, and I was like so happy to sit there. And I thought about you
Dude.
with your torn up
Dominoes?
rag clothes, and you're just sitting in the corner eating that Domino sub.
Oh, yeah.
Snarling
Because
at
that
people.
was
It comes to-
basically
18th
me.
century London
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
a cold winter night.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got one for you. I don't wear this on my sleeve, but I also have been trying to get a little bit more healthy the past year or so in my life. At the beginning of this process, though, so I'm not training for a marathon or doing anything awesome like Cece's doing. I'm just trying to.
It's still awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to become more healthy and lose
very,
some weight.
It's very admirable because
Thank
it's
you.
very, very, very difficult to do.
And it also doesn't make you want to go eat a pizza at Big Box by yourself.
Wait, in fact, it does.
I did share
actually.
it. I did share it.
I did share.
So something I learned at the beginning of this journey, it was really kind of for the first time in my life, really getting serious and buckling down and planning meals and planning my day around, a workout. I learned that I had to do exactly that. I had to plan my meals and plan my day. Well, one day I hadn't planned very well, and I was starving, and I knew that I didn't need a whole lot of starches or carbs. So I ran by Sonny's Barbecue, and I got myself 12 naked wings that I proceeded to slather in barbecue sauce.
That sounds so good right now.
So they were in the back of
Does
my
sound
car.
actually
Okay,
pretty
They were
good.
in the back of my car. I was going to take them home. I was going to heat them up in the microwave later for dinner. I got it on my way to the gym, which I don't know what I was thinking, but I did this anyway. Okay. So I go and have my workout, a hot workout.
And it sat in your car.
Sat in my car just for an hour or so while I had a really rousing workout, right? I get back in the car, and I'm starving to death, so I eat these wings.
No.
Just tearing
I'm
them up.
sick thinking about it.
Sadly, in my car. No, I didn't get sick at all. This isn't about. My cast iron gut handled
No,
it very, very well.
About to be sick just hearing
What
it.
did happen though was I didn't have a napkin in my car. Remember, these were slathered with barbecue sauce. So I
Right.
used my gym cloth, just barbecue sauce and charred black pieces of wing, just some beard hairs probably. Okay. Put it back in my gym bag. Went to the gym the next day.
Gross.
Oh my god.
And on the treadmill, I was like, "What? Who has got barbecue wings in here?" It was me.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, guys. That was just
Wow.
my little
Well, might I suggest a bowl of oats?
fat guy story.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
should.
next
You
time a bowl of
should
oats.
suggest.
And then maybe a piping hot bowl of soup.
Yes. Split pea, no less.
And then for dinner, Dinosaur chicken tenders.
And dessert, a half empty
Queso
jar
and Doritos.
The more I think
Queso and
about that,
Doritos.
Mark, it just means somebody really loved you once.
Once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that really is best life stuff. Also, speaking of best life stuff and being starving, so Lay's has their new chips out right now.
Oh God, what are they
They
next time?
so do.
They're so good.
What are they?
Like street
Crispy taco,
Okay,
which I've had.
crispy taco.
Yes.
I haven't tried it.
But I did like that one. I do
Okay.
not like the Lay's fake meat flavoring. Do you know what I'm saying?
What?
Oh yeah.
I feel like last year they had a steak or something.
Yeah, they.
And it was just-
Yeah.
It was like a weird fake meat taste.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
They had chicken and waffles last year. Was that year before?
They had
That was sometime in the recent past.
gyro hero.
Yes,
that
I
had
didn't
the,
Gyro.
had the fake meats. Yeah, I had to say
I
both.
didn't like that one.
I didn't want to sound pretentious.
Now listen, I dipped that in vegan sour creams. I can't have dairy, and it was delicious.
I love tofuti.
Yeah,
I love
that stuff
that
is so
stuff.
good.
It's better than regular sour
It
cream.
really is.
It really is.
I never tried it.
You should
It's
try it.
so good.
Tofu.
You should dip
Tofuti.
some dinosaur chicken
I'm
tenders
gonna
in it.
do
Yeah,
that.
you should
Yeah.
definitely.
My little tofuti cuties.
Okay.
The
Oh.
other flavor is
All right.
Sorry, I was just taking you guys back to 1991. Friends episode is what that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
I don't remember.
Little
What were
bit
you?
What?
You were
Nah.
No,
You
were
win
just
some,
going
you
with
lose
the
some.
sexist
Yeah,
thing.
I
You
think
win
you
some, you
lost
lose
that
some.
one,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
majorly.
Yeah.
lost
Chenandler
that one.
Bong.
Miss Chenandler Bong.
Ms. Chenandler LeBon.
LeBong.
Sorry.
Yep.
The other flavor of Lay's, the new Lay's, is an everything bagel with cream cheese.
Oh,
Oh, I bet that's good.
That was good. I had
Tofuti?
that
I
today.
bet that's good.
okay.
Because I can't have cream cheese.
I can't
And
either. And this, I'm telling you, is not
I miss bagels.
the real cheese, for sure.
I'm gonna go home and eat me some cream cheese with a spoon.
What was it?
You guys.
What was it that Mark? You and I fell in love with one of the flavors a couple years ago. Was it ginger wasabi?
Oh, that one was good.
That one was
Yeah.
really good. But if you ate that one with a Grippo chip,
Stop
Oh,
oh my god,
Life
it was
hack.
the best
Stop
thing
it.
ever.
y'all need to start sharing this stuff.
It was
on.
so good.
I like the
You
tikka
just eat
masala.
one.
Those were delicious.
You eat one Grippo, and they're Grippos. Grippo. What is plural of Grippos?
Grip high.
Grippi. Grippi. Yeah. back to that one.
Gripposis.
Griposis.
Griposes. But one of the Lay's ginger and wasabi, and then one Grippo's chip, and
Man.
oh man, it was
That's impressive.
good.
That's like
It was really
level
good.
up. chip
Well, I
eating.
think one of us had one bag, and then the other one had the other one.
With
and
our
so we were
powers
sharing them because
combined.
we were working next to each other at the time, and so it was like, oh wait, you have to try these together.
I hope you guys gave each other nucks after every chip exchange. It was like chip exchange nucks.
A
you know?
nuck, by the way, is a fist bump.
Fist
Yeah,
bump.
it's a fist
Fist
bump.
bump. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, sorry. Is nucks not common parlance?
I didn't want there to be any confusion.
Oh,
I'd never heard of it.
really?
No,
I look at little kids and
nucks?
ask them for nucks all the time.
Oh.
yeah. Nucks,
Really?
man. Yeah, for sure. No.
I'm just not cool
Knuckles.
enough.
I guess
I'm not smart
not.
enough or cool enough, and
No.
apparently I'm plain and old.
Do you have like nieces or nephews? It's
No.
just like, I'm trying to
Oh,
figure
sorry.
out.
I do have a very young nephew who's like 3 months old.
I'm just trying to figure out like where you would have come up with nucks.
I think I learned it from a kid many years ago. In
Huh.
fact. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Speaking of kids and children, we don't have to talk about this for a long time because it honestly, for me, it's not super fleshed out. I just thought I'd offer it because earlier, CC, you said, "Who even are you today?" And it's like all the seeds have been peppered throughout my presence in this podcast. I've slept 6 hours in the past 48
Oh.
because I'm a dad of a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
And well, that's kind of you. Thank you. That's kind of you. I don't feel like I'm not looking for your. Thank you for your kindness. What I want to say about that is I just want to talk about like here in this room we have a parent of a large family with some older children. We have a parent of a medium-sized family with some medium-aged children, middle school, early high school. Is that right?
Middle school, early high school.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm a brand new dad, kind of just learning the ropes. And Cece, you don't have kids.
We
I
should
have
do the dog
pets.
You
mom.
have pets. She's a dog mom, right?
But there's a big difference.
Well,
There-
but there's also like the mom. So we're all parents, but it's a spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm taking my lumps, man. Like so I have like this altered state of consciousness today. I was telling
I
somebody
bet.
on the hallway, I'm highly caffeinated. I'm exhausted. I feel a little drunk-ish or something. That's
Sleep
just
drunk, but it's
that's
like
where I'm
lack
at.
of sleep
Yeah,
drunk.
that's where I'm
yeah.
at. And it's just funny to like watch and observe people at different like phases of life. Somebody that we work with, somebody I like and look up to a lot, said to me the first day that I came to work exhausted because I slept an hour and a half the night before with my baby girl. She said, "You know what, man? It's just your turn.
Yeah.
We all go through it. This is
Yep.
just your turn." And that was meaningful to me. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're right. It is my turn. So like knuckle up, man. Speaking of knucks, knuckle up and do it.
Knucks up.
Knucks up, baby. But you know, it's,
Hashtag nucks up, baby. Totally going in there.
new parents have it tough, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it's a journey, and there's a lot for me to learn. And I just wanted to share that and see what you guys had to share on your
Well, I
journeys.
think you're doing
guess.
great.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm working my butt off. I love her. She's awesome. It's funny and tough and difficult, and I've been drunk off of exhaustion this entire podcast. So ha.
that explains a bit.
I'm gonna shut up.
What I would
now.
say is here's my unsolicited parenting advice. Actually, I guess it is solicited.
Totally solicited. Totally.
It doesn't last.
All right.
And
yeah,
just try your best to enjoy them, to enjoy her at every stage.
yeah, man. Good
and
advice.
like people ask me, my son is in high school now, and my daughter is in her last year of middle school, and so they'll ask me, does it make you feel old? No. It doesn't. I don't feel sad. I don't miss, having my little babies. That was great, but I like sleep.
That was just your time.
That
has
was just my
passed,
time,
right?
and
Yeah.
I am enjoying them. Fortunately, I've got really great kids who have really turned into incredible people.
Yeah, man.
And I'm totally boasting about that because, dang it, I worked hard to get them there.
Yes, you did. I'm only just beginning to learn how
Yes.
hard you have to work to get them there. Yeah.
But they're amazing people, and so I'm able to enjoy them as they are now. And it's really great when you're able to spend time with them and have conversations with them as intelligent beings, not
Yeah,
just
I'm very excited for that time.
these
Yeah.
eat, sleep, and poop machines.
Well, so there's this
Which-
great joke by Louis C.K. I feel like I quote Louis in almost every podcast, but he's like, the 4-year-old, I know her, she speaks English. The 1-year-old, I don't know her yet. She doesn't speak English. It's kind of like a hurricane. Just shut the windows and wait. You just got to wait. And that's kind of where I am,
Yeah.
Right now we're just waiting
Yeah.
it out. And of course, we're doing our best every day. But I want to give a shout out to like moms. All moms everywhere, but like new moms. I've always been a mama's boy, right? So I've always had a special connection. I've always loved and admired moms, but I really didn't have any idea until I watched a woman, my partner, become a mom and go through the tough time she's gone through. So moms, dude, you guys, I don't see how you do it. I really don't.
And the single dads, and
Absolutely.
I mean everybody.
Absolutely.
It's parenting is hard.
It is.
Even pet parenting can be challenging.
Totally.
Hey, again, there's zero comparison.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I
There
don't
it is.
know.
I mean, I mean, my dogs and my cats are at home right now. You know, like they don't require any.
Well, my kids are at home right now too.
Sure,
but I mean,
like,
I want to acknowledge that the love is real.
Yeah, I mean, I love
like,
them for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The love is real.
of course. Oh yeah, I mean, my dog and I, one of my dogs anyway. Like he's attached to my hip.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like he sleeps with me. He follows me wherever I go.
Nice.
I mean, you know, life wouldn't be the same without him.
So like my daughter.
Right.
No, I from the moment that she was born, from the moment that Katie was born, it was mommy.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't let men hold her. I mean, and she had zero experience. It's like there's not even any negative experiences to draw off of.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she just didn't like the sound vibrations maybe from their voices. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. She would let my dad, her dad, and her dad's dad hold her. And that was it. That was it. Outside of that, no. She would occasionally let other women hold her, but for the most part, it was mommy, and all she wanted was mommy. And she remains mommy's girl.
So isn't it interesting how kids? This is again something I'm learning. Maybe you parents who are out there listening might agree or could share your wisdom on the thread below. If we post this on Facebook, it's going to go on Facebook, right?
It's going to go on Facebook,
All right.
YouTube. We're
Sorry,
going
I should
to
already
try to
have
get
known
it
that.
out there everywhere.
Worldwide.
So please,
Worldwide.
share your wisdom with me, parents, and I mean that sincerely. But I've learned that, like, so there's this nature nurture idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all my life I've been saying, you know, if I ever become a dad, I'm just going to nurture the crap out of my kid, and it's all going to be my influence. These babies come preloaded
Yes,
with
they do.
some things. I mean, whatever you want to call it, karma, collective unconscious. I don't know what you want to call it, but there's some personality stuff that's just I have no say in. I have no. I can't influence, that much or change that much. You just kind of have to accept it,
Yeah.
right? My kid's 1, and I'm already seeing it. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. You've got a fun road ahead of you. Parenting is great. It's not
Bring it
for
on.
everyone, and that's okay. And that is absolutely okay. It's, but for those who do choose to be parents, it's quite a road.
So.
It's got its ups and downs like anything else.
Words of wisdom. Thanks, guys. I've now used you as my personal therapists. Crowdsourcing.
Look at
This
that.
has all been me crowdsourcing you. So thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I do hope that you get some sleep tonight.
Yeah. Thanks. It'll be all right.
I mean, I was all mad because my neighbor's dog woke me up at 5:15 after I'd already been asleep for 7 hours.
It's very, very challenging. It's emotionally when last night and I spent the whole day yesterday saying, oh boy, I'm gonna sleep well tonight. Oh boy,
Yeah.
and it was 3:30
Yeah.
before I was even able to
Yeah.
lay
Goodness.
down. Yeah. So again, every parent goes through it, right? I don't feel special or entitled or anything like that. It's just true.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Yeah.
So tough. Yeah. So there you go.
Yep.
Well,
You'll
you've
get through
done
it.
fine.
It passed.
Yeah.
It passed.
Thanks, guys.
It passes.
Thanks. It's gonna
It
be.
passed.
It's gonna
It
be
passes.
so hard to pick a title for this particular podcast
I don't even
episode.
know. This
I think you look like a soup girl.
yeah, it might be.
All right.
It might be. You look like a soup girl.
I don't know. I think we've said several throughout the.
Yeah, we've
Thing.
said several different things.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I think that's our episode this week. It's
some
been
sleep, Brandon.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go rest and see you next time, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat some soup.
Yeah, do it while watching
I'm gonna go eat
Friends.
some wings. What y'all talking
You
about?
need them. Get them. Just don't put them in your car.
Yeah. I'm amazed that you did not get sick after that. That's
I
just
know.
gross.
Yeah.
Now what
All right.
starts with
See y'all
the
later.
letter
Okay,
C?
bye. Thank you.
Cookie starts with C. Let's think of other things that starts with C. Who cares about other things? C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me.